Acha janab, bismillah. Okay, so what happened is there was a girl in our force. Her name was Kimberly Sons. So Kim became our supervisor. I told you about this Kim story?
Yeah, you've already mentioned.
Oh, so you know the whole story then?
No, you are actually also mentioning some unmentioned parts before.
Yeah.
He also don't know.
Started liking her, and then
Kim was very beautiful. People wanted to meet her very often, and you had very good terms with Kim.
and then
So people used to come to you
work down every night,
and ask
There was
about
one
how
guy
to.
who really wanted.
Who wanted to marry her?
and then you talk
To Kim. And then what happened?
We don't know that.
We don't know.
So where was the story going then? What happened?
She was an atheist to us.
Exactly. That is the story that I wanted to get to, right?
We were on a round once, and
Yes, that is the story that I wanted to say. The story was that when I asked her the question that are you an atheist? And what did she say? Yes. And what did I say?
Why?
Why? And what did she say?
she didn't know what to answer, and she said that she needs time to think about it.
She said. Because
Okay, let me repeat it. What happened is, this guy wanted to wanted to marry her. So, she said, I'm an atheist, and I said, why? And she said, because I don't have any proof that there is God. So I said to her, the absence of proof of something cannot become a proof in itself of that thing's non-existence. And she thought for a while and she said, yes, you're right. Which means that she chose to now, she didn't choose to, but now she is no longer an atheist. And I told her that what you should say, Kim, is that you should not say that there is no God, you should say, I do not know. And she said, yes. The moment she said yes, it means now she has moved from being atheist to agnostic, right? So the point is, this story illustrates that whatever ideology she had was not sound. It was not sound. Because an ideology which is changing with two questions is not a sound ideology. Just two questions, you're gone. If you tell me that, if somebody says to me, okay, this is my vision and this is my POV, and I ask him a few questions and he gets confused, it's not sound, right? So we say that without a sound ideology, our ultimate purpose is at a severe risk, right? Because if my ideology is not sound, whatever I'm trying to extract from that ideology is going to be unsound also. Or to be on a safer side, to be fair, I can say, I don't know if this is right or wrong. For example, if somebody tells me, see Suleman, this is a car and the brakes are not working, fine, I'll get them fixed. But if somebody says to me, this is a car and the brakes work 99 times out of 100 and only 1 out of 100, they will fail you. Is this a more dangerous situation or knowing that they do not work at all? This is more dangerous. But we do not know when they will fail you. Because when you're driving, anything can happen. You can be at any point. Now we are going to Balochistan, for example, with the Navy, day after tomorrow. And some of these places that we'll be visiting will be mountainous places. Right? So if the brakes fail when I'm taking a turn on a mountain, where does that take me or leave me? Into the valley? No, into the sea, the Arabian Sea. So I won't have to wait for the Pakistani submarine to come up. I'll meet it down under the sea. Right? So we say that without a sound ideology, our ultimate purpose is at a severe risk. Now, without a clear vision, we established we are at a severe risk. Without a clear POV, our vision is at a severe risk. Without a clear ultimate purpose, our POV is at a severe risk. Without a sound ideology, our ultimate purpose is at a severe risk, right? So if A implies B and B implies C and C implies D, which means A implies D, which means without a sound ideology, we are at a severe risk. Without a sound ideology, we are at a severe risk. If we can really understand this point and allow this point to manifest itself in our lives, we will have a revolution in our lives. Without a sound ideology, we are at a severe risk. Now, how do we determine if our ideology is sound? Simply, there has to be a test. How do I determine that my brakes work? So I got my brakes, I told my office person that, I'm going to be going to Balochistan, get these brakes fixed. He said, okay. He comes back, he says, they are fixed. What did I do?
Tested them.
I tested them. On Shah Faisal, I told my family in the car, hold on, because I'm going to test the brakes. And I just, so I checked to see what's going to happen. Alhamdulillah, the car screeched to a halt. It did not sway right or left. And I said, okay, mashallah. So after 10 minutes, I said, I'm going to try again. Okay. Test it. So now I know that inshallah, on the coastal highway, from Karachi to Jeevani, it's 795 kilometers. No, I'm sorry, 695 kilometers one way, 695 coming back. So in 4 days, we are looking into around 1500 kilometers that we'll be driving. So at least I know that my brakes are okay. So for a small trip that's going to take me 4 days, I have the intelligence to know that my brakes should work and they should be tested. How about a life that we are spending? And based on this life, there's eternity that's coming our way. And even if somebody says, I don't believe in eternity, I will tell him, okay, you do not believe in eternity and I do. Suppose I'm right 50% of the time and suppose you are right 50% of the time. So if you are right, I don't lose anything. But if I'm right, you will be in trouble. Even if there is a possibility, even if it is plausible that eternity is coming, do you want to take a risk? No. No sane mind will take a risk. No sane mind will ever take a risk. It's too big a risk. What if somebody gets stuck in eternity? What if what Isa alayhi salam What Jesus Salam, Jesus and Moses and Muhammad Sallallahu, what if all of these three people, these three great people, what if they happen to be right? What if they happen to be right? At least they all agree on one thing, there is life after death. What if they are right? Then what happens? What if there is hell and heaven? Then what's going to happen? What if I get stuck in hell? Then what? It's a huge issue. Now, and these issues actually impact our personal excellence in this life. What is going on in my mind when I'm teaching this course has a lot to do with how well I teach this course. Right? Teaching a course is not about actions and movements and speech. Living a life is not about actions, movements, and speech. Marrying somebody is also not about actions, movements, and speech. It's actually about what's happening here. Just interacting with, say, the guards outside. Just that interaction of a few seconds depends on what's happening here. And what's happening here is determined by our ideology. Never take it lightly. It's something very serious. And being adults that we are here in this room, I'm responsible for my actions. I'm accountable and responsible for everything that I do in my life. And time flies. When I was in those chairs where you are now, it almost seems yesterday. It was what? Good 30 years ago. Good 30 years ago. But it is as if it was yesterday. It is so vivid. That thought is so vivid. Unbelievable. When people used to tell me this, when I was young, I used to say, oh, exaggeration. What do you mean, 30 years like that? How can 30 years go like this? How is it possible that 30 years can go like that? But now I am in their shoes, and 30 years have gone like that. My father, mashallah, is 82. And I'm telling you, the rest of 30 years for me will go like, and they will come. Because, you see, people can deny everything, can have a different opinion about everything. But there's one thing that nobody disagrees upon. That is death. Is there anyone on the face of this earth who can say, I don't think I'm going to die? Ask them. I train people in the parliament. I have not met yet one politician who says, I'm not going to die. They may act as if they're not going to die, but yes, if you ask them, they know they're going to die. So when death is coming, guys, what's our vision for death? Yeah. So how do we do an audit of our ideology? What you do is, you go to page number. There's a process that we have actually outlined. Page number 64. No, hold on. Nope.
So what is the dosage level of this lecture?
400 milligrams.
Seems like 750.
Oh, so I'm giving you 400, you're feeling like 750? That's interesting. So what if I were to give you 750, then what's going to happen? You like, get knocked out? Okay. Page number 40. Determination of sound ideology. What do? However great you may be or I may be and how much knowledge I may have, there's always somebody in this world who has more knowledge than I have. right? So you're talking about 200 million people in this country. Do you think we have people who have great knowledge in this country? Okay, what about 300 some million people in the US? Do you think there are wise people there? Yeah. How about India? 1.1 some billion people? 1.1 billion people in India. Do you think there's no wise people there? Yes, there are. So it's very simple. Go to people that you know are wise. Pick up like 3 or 4 people who are wise and who have knowledge. Go to them. Don't go to people that I'm telling you to go to. Go to people that you believe are wise. Do you know some people who you think are wise and knowledgeable? Do you think you know some people who are wise and knowledgeable? Do you know some people who are wise and knowledgeable? Go to these people and ask them these questions. Ask them, what is your vision in life? Ask that person, what is your vision in life? What is your purpose in life? What is your POV? And what is your ultimate purpose? And what is your ideology? And then ask them, what ideology should I have? And this is my ideology. Do you think it is correct? Do you think it is sound? Have the discussion. And before you start the discussion, ask Allah, God, for guidance. So at LUMS what happened is this guy came to me, my student. Sir, yes. He said, sir, I'm kind of disturbed. I said, what happened? He said, I am an atheist, and I just had this thought in your class, last class, that what if I'm wrong? So what do you think will happen if I'm wrong? So I said, well, if you're wrong, you're going to be in a mess. Big mess. So what should I do? I said, you should pray to Allah that may Allah guide you. No, sir, I'm an atheist, remember? I can't pray to God. Okay, I said, okay, fine, no problem. I said, okay, what you should say is, oh God, if you exist, then guide me. I said, is that fair? So he kept thinking. He said, that's fair. So I said, now what you should say, oh God, if you exist, guide me. Khalas. You will be guided. It is not possible, listen to me very carefully, it is not possible for someone to call out to his Creator and say, oh Creator, guide me, and for the Creator not to guide him. It's not possible. Cannot happen. Cannot happen. A child in distress calls his mother. Do you think the mother will respond to that call? Of course. Because it is against the definition of a woman to be a mother and not respond to a distress call from her child. It's against the definition. It is against the definition of a Creator to not respond to your call for guidance. Yeah, if the child says, Mommy, I want to have French fries, she may not respond. I can understand that. Mommy, I want to go to the park, she may not respond. Mommy, I'm dying, I need help. Mommy, you think she's not going to respond? I've traveled to over 31 countries, guys. Imagine how many people, how many nations I've worked with. Just training, we have trained over 75 nationalities. Talks, over 40 US universities. Wars, over 6-7 wars. I've yet to find a woman, a mother, who will not respond to the distress call of a child. I've yet to find somebody like this. And if you find someone like this, let me know. Most probably, the person is insane. Any woman who is sane and a mother will respond. There may be a chance that a mother might not respond. My confidence on the fact that Allah will respond is maybe 100 times more than a mother's response. So why are we not calling out? Because this whole framework tells you, if our ideology is not sound, we are at a severe risk. And somebody said to me was, okay, sir, tell us what is the sound ideology. And I said, that's not my job. That is not why I'm here. I'm sorry. I'm here to give you a framework. I'm not here to give you answers. It's your job to use that framework and apply it and get your own answers. And if you don't want to apply it, be my guest. To force you to apply it is also not my mandate. You don't want to do it? Don't do it. Somebody came to me and said, I don't want to have a vision. I don't want to take your workshop. I said, hey, calm down. You don't want to have a vision? So don't have it. Who asked you to have it? Don't. Lead a visionless life. Live a life aimlessly. That's your call. Do it. Go ahead. Be my guest. If it works for you, good for you. But if you get into trouble 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years down the road, you at least know who to call. Give me a call at that time. You don't call me, that's okay. Fine. I'm not that Suleman, 25 years ago. I want to catch everybody and pull everybody in a particular direction. I have had enough. Particularly at this stage. University teaching. So this Israeli lady came to my training. You know what she was doing? Oh, she looked at me, Pakistani, oh, they hate Pakistanis. What did I do? So all that training, what she did was, smiling her, because she can't leave because it's company's training. She has to be there. You will not believe some of the officers took me aside and said, we are very sorry, we apologize, that's very bad behavior. I say, hey, calm down. If that's what she wants to do, let her do it. Let her be. She wants to close her eyes and ears to logic and reasoning. Let it be closed. Kim never closed her ears and eyes to logic and reasoning. She benefited. And the whole training she did like that. Playing with her phone. So I'm walking like this and she won't even look at me. Come on, man, I didn't do anything to you. Personally. It's politics, right? You guys took over Palestinian lands and Pakistanis don't like that. And Pakistani government hates your government hates Pakistan's government, and arch enemies, Pakistan and the state of Israel. Just imagine if you had borders together. Oh, it would be just fun. we just don't happen to have borders together. You find a Pakistani, we can't even travel to Israel. Our passport does not allow you to travel to Israel. It's illegal. And Israelis cannot travel to Pakistan. Right? So the point, I said, okay, fine. So if I'm okay with an Israeli girl in my class for 3 days, not listening to me, relax. Yeah? So this brings us to the conclusion of this discussion. Now, there's one pony that is left, which is all is fate. Remember? How does that pony manifest itself? Oh, Mr. Suleman, हर चीज़ तो लिखी हुई है, फैसले तो आसमान से हुए हुए हैं, अब क्या विजन? Everything is written, everything is predetermined by Allah, and what's the point of having visions? The answer to this pony is that who said that we do not have a choice? Who said that? Actually, this pony implies that we human beings have no choice. And since we have no choice, then what's the point of having a vision? Because vision actually tells us what to choose and what not to choose. So the answer to this pony is that, sir, your assertion that we human beings have no choice is incorrect. Okay, fine. I agree. There are certain things in which we actually do not have any choice. Right? So, no choice. Huh? And then choice. Limited choice. Are there things in our life in which we have no choice? Hamza, did you decide before you were born which home you wanted to go to? Okay. Birth. You had no choice, right? Okay. Priya, did you decide before you were born that I am going to be a woman because women are, mashallah, cute? Whatever. Are you sure? Are you sure that somebody came to you maybe before you were born and said, okay, we don't know whether you are a miss or a man, but whatever you are, here is a choice. Would you like to be a man or a woman? And you said, and they showed you a picture, a man's picture and a woman's picture, Brad Pitt and what's here? Angelina Jolie. And you said, somebody like this? Okay. You can be a girl. Are you sure? Positive? Okay. No choice. Gender, no choice. At least at birth, right? Okay. What else? We had no choice. How about the color of the eyes? Did you choose? Farooq said, yeah, very dark brown eyes. Farooq? You didn't choose, right? It was not your choice. Okay. How about the color of the hair? No choice, right? So there are many things in which we have our genetic disposition. Our genetic disposition. Did I have a choice that I would have an Arab Mesur fuse? I speak very little Arabic. So Qatar airport, I had an accident in Malaysia. It's a long story, I'll cut it short. So I was on wheelchair. So it was very painful. So I said, what I should do? Qatar airport is very beautiful because they have a swimming pool in the airport. Has anybody visited Qatar airport recently? Okay. Because you were never looking for it. Daniel, you have to look for it, then you'll find it. Yeah. Dr. Hanif Chatney is a eye surgeon. He said when he's coming over to Pakistan, his instructor and professor said to him, Dr. Hanif, your eye cannot see what your mind doesn't know. You never searched for it, Tanya. You never found it. Yeah, okay. So I went to the swimming pool. I said, I'm going to swim. And then I'm going to have a massage. There's a nice spa. It was so painful, because I had hurt my thigh. Yeah? And it's really painful. So I'm going to have a massage. I'm going to swim. So in that, massage place, these Saudi guys walked in. And I said, well, I thought to myself, I'm getting bored anyway, so let's have some fun. So I said, Assalamu alaikum. This is alaikum. Kaifa haluka ya Sheikh? And then I said I just know a few words. Huh? And they started to speak in Arabic. I said, hey, hold it. I don't know Arabic. They said, whatever you have spoken is perfect accent. You have a flair for this language. I said, yeah, inshallah I will learn. You should learn, ya Shaykh, akhi, you should learn. So the point is, of course, there is a genetic disposition. It's in my genes. If I were to learn Arabic, it's going to be very easy. Because I'm predisposed towards it. But I have no choice, right? I have no choice. But there are the things that I have choice over? Yes. I can be nice or I can be nasty. I can pray. I can have a life of discipline versus a life of indiscipline. I can choose to smoke, not to smoke. I can choose who to marry. And somebody said, what do you mean marriage? Marriage is made in heaven. I said, really? Says when? I said, oh, they're made in heaven. Rishte to asmanon pe hote. I said, no. For some people, for some exceptional cases, yes. Generally, no. And once there was a huge argument, they won't accept it. They said, no. Marriages are made in heaven. I said, that's not the Islamic doctrine, at least. I know of at least two ideologies who say that. One, Catholics, and one, the Hindu ideology, right? Prayer, marriages are made in heaven. Because of these two ideologies saying that, in both of these ideologies, you're not allowed to divorce. In Catholicism, you cannot divorce. It makes sense, because if the marriage is made in heaven and has been decreed by the Creator, then how can you go against the decree? So Catholics do not have that permission. If I marry somebody, I cannot divorce. And in Hinduism, right, you cannot divorce. Now this guy was a Muslim. So I said, but you're not a Hindu or a Catholic, man. He said, no, in Islam also. I said, no. I said, okay. So one of my teachers, he once came to my training and he saw that I'm struggling with some questions. And he said, come home and I'll teach you something. He said, if somebody does not understand your point of view in a straightforward manner, you're allowed to, son, do a little bit of a twist and turn. And then he showed me how. He's a master. Eh? This guy is I'm a child in front of this person. He showed me how. So I've not learned it really well, but I learned a little bit. So I thought to myself, okay, it's time for my master's teaching. So I said to these people, I said, okay, so most of you think that I'm wrong and you're right, which is that marriages are made in heaven, right? Yeah. I said, okay. I said, suppose me, Suleman, give me a name of an Indian actress who is Hindu and who's not married yet. Come on, guys. So Daniel, batao. Huh? She's married. Okay. Hassan, give me a name of a Hindu lady actress in India who's not married yet. Katrina is not Hindu. She is the daughter of Muhammad Kaif, so she is not Hindu for sure. Okay, next. Salman, did you know that? You don't know Katrina's father's name? Muhammad Kaif from Kashmir. Yeah, you should know things. Get to know the world around you.
Not my field of interest, sorry.
Really? Okay. It's not my field of interest either, but come on, you should have general knowledge. How can you pass the CSS examination if you don't have general knowledge? Okay, give me another name. Deepika. Okay. I don't know who this person is, but okay. Deepika is married? Is she a Hindu? Okay. Suppose, now I'm just saying suppose, I've not even seen her, so I don't want to. Suppose I told these people, they told me a name, Preeti.
She's married now.
Oh, she's married now? Oh my God, okay. Good. Deepika is not. Okay. So suppose I told them, marry Deepika. What's going to happen? The first thing is, all of the men around here will get jealous. That's the first step. Right?
She's
Okay.
ugly.
Huh?
She's ugly anyways.
I don't know who she is, okay? So you guys will become jealous of me. And the second thing is, you guys are going to take a stick and beat me up. You say, Maulvi Sahab, शर्म नहीं आती है आपको? इतनी बड़ी दाढ़ी रखकर आप जो है एक हिंदू एक्टर से शादी कर रहे हैं?
That's a high probability.
No, that's a permanent probability. You guys are going to run after me and say they're going to beat me up. And then you're about to beat me up, and if I say, hey, hold. Marriages are made in heaven. Why are you coming after me? Ask Allah, who made this marriage in heaven, right? It's not me. So would you accept their argument? No. Especially with Deepika? No. No. Nobody's going to accept that argument. No one. So the point is, thus proven that that argument is incorrect. So all of these things, we have limited choices. Do I want to lead a life by design or a life by chance? Do I leave myself to the winds of, this world, being swept away from right or left, or do I have my own rudder and decide on my course? We have a choice on that. And what we are saying is that when we talk about visions, we are not talking about this here. We accept that there are certain things which are out of our choice, out of our control. We are talking about this. The visions framework helps us make informed and wise choices. When there's food on the table, I can choose to overeat, I can choose healthy food, I can choose junk, crazy, unhealthy food. I can choose to be within my weight limit, I can choose to be overweight, I can choose those things. That's all about the vision. So saying all is fate is a pony. Is that point clear? Okay. So the ponies are all done now. I'm going to pause at this time. Is there any question that you might have? Okay. It's on.
Yeah, so there's this general conception about risk. People tend to say that, risk to likha hua hai, and that it's bound with fate. And that, whatever you do, you'll get a certain amount of risk that is already tied up with your fate. And it's the only choice we have is either we can get that risk through halal means or haram means. But the quantity is going to remain constant. Is that correct?
Where do you hear that from?
It's a general conception around people. People do talk about this and they talk like this and they have this perception, if you will.
Yeah, okay.
So,
So the answer to that is, I'll give you a simple answer, but if you want details, we can have a discussion later on a one-on-one basis. So before I proceed, I'd like to introduce our guests here. तो हज़रत अपना तारुफ पढ़ा दें ज़रा 30 seconds में. One of my teachers is here. Wow.
अस्सलामु अलैकुम वरहमतुल्लाहि वबरकातुहू।
ये रिकॉर्ड हो रहा है, don't worry.
अच्छा, मेरा नाम मौलाना इनामुल्लाह है। मैं दारुल कराची से मैंने पढ़ा है और कराची यूनिवर्सिटी से मैंने ग्रेजुएशन की है। और एक मदरसा है कराची में डॉक्टर अमजद साहब का, जो पहले नियाकत नेशनल में होते थे, तो उस मदरसे में मैं उस्ताद हूँ, पढ़ाता हूँ वहाँ पे।
आप क्या पढ़ाते हैं?
मैं वहाँ बुखारी शरीफ पढ़ाता हूँ और वहाँ लड़कियाँ भी हैं, लड़के भी हैं, दोनों में एक पीरियड है मेरा। और नॉर्थ नाज़िमाबाद में मेरी मस्जिद है, वहाँ इमाम हूँ और मदरसा भी है। और हमारे दो स्कूल हैं। एक जो है वो ओ लेवल्स का स्कूल है, एक मैट्रिक सिस्टम है। और तकरीबन इन स्कूलों में हमारी इस वक्त स्कूल की 3 ब्रांचें हैं। तो दो ब्रांचें तो काम कर रही हैं और एक ब्रांच अभी इंशाल्लाह शुरू हो जाएगी जनवरी में। तकरीबन कोई 1100-1200 स्टूडेंट उसमें पढ़ते हैं।
माशाल्लाह, शुक्रिया आपने टाइम निकाला, आप आए, थैंक यू वेरी मच। असल में ना हमारे पास दूसरे मुल्कों में ये कोर्स लोग कर रहे हैं वर्चुअली, ऑनलाइन, तो उन्हें उर्दू नहीं आती, तो इसलिए जो है इसका पूरा इंस्ट्रक्शन इंग्लिश में, सीरियसली, वरना कोई और। तो आपकी इजाज़त है? ठीक है, ओके, गुड। अच्छा, वरना तो बड़ी बेअदबी होगी ना कि आप आए और हम उर्दू में ना बोलें, है ना? आइए।
अस्सलामु अलैकुम। मैं मोहम्मद अब्दुर्रहमान नाम है और 7वें दर्जे में पढ़ता हूँ अहसन उलूम गुलशन में, आलिम बन रहा हूँ, मौलाना साहब का बेटा हूँ।
माशाल्लाह, बहुत शुक्रिया, हम टाइम निकाला पाए, थैंक यू वेरी मच। ओके, गुड। So the answer to this question is that the general perception that people have is incorrect, because it doesn't make sense. I mean, not because it doesn't make sense, because it's not right and it doesn't make sense. If we were to accept that, it means that I can work just 1 hour a day and I will get ₹1 million because it was destined, and a poor guy can work 12 hours a day and he'll only get ₹5 because it was destined. It's not like that. I had the same perception, and I was fortunate to go to people like him and sit for hours, and these guys actually asked me to read books, and I read those books, and alhamdulillah, that pony went away from me. It's a very wrong perception, and it also actually multiplies and it also grows, because this perception is very nice to justify my incompetence. Sir, Muhammad can say, sir, I got a C in your class. You know why? It was fate. I could have worked very hard, sir, but I would have still gotten a C. Just like that marriage issue that I can justify. So what happens in our society is that we will marry off our girl to a jerk sometimes, because instead of looking at his character and his manners, and his akhlaq, we end up looking at his looks and his money and his degree and where he's working. Oh, mashallah, the father was was a minister. You live in defense in a 4,000 square yard house, and went to KSBL. Mashallah, you work in P&G. Oh, you're driving a Mercedes. Pity, daughter, you're set for life. After marriage, what do you find? A monster. And he's abusing the girl, and he's, making her life hell. And when this girl will come to you, to the father, and say, Baba, you know, I'm in trouble. So how do you justify your bad mistake? You know how? बेटी, रिश्ते तो आसमानों में बनते हैं. Daughter, marriage is made in heaven. This is your naseeb, this is your fate. Go back and live it. So easy. Because such crazy thoughts go against what? Accountability. So once I was doing consulting in a large pharmaceutical company, and the MD's son, who is also director, he said to me, he said, Suleman Sahab, I'm in trouble. I said, what? He said, one of my salesperson, kind of middle-level guy, you ask him about sales, you know, why aren't you showing good sales? And he says, that's my naseeb, that's my fate. Why are you arguing with me? So what do I do? I said, okay, go and tell him this. I'll say it in Urdu, then I'll translate. I said to him, उनको जाके कह दें कि ठीक है, आपका नसीब कम है और सेल नहीं हो रही ना, कोई मसला नहीं. क्योंकि हम ये नहीं चाहते कि हम आपके बदनसीबी से हम सफ़र करें ना. तो हम ये काम करते हैं कि हम आपको हटा देते हैं इंशाल्लाह, और एक ऐसा लड़का लेके आते हैं जिसका नसीब अच्छा है. क्योंकि आपकी बदनसीबी से आप सफ़र करें ना, आपकी बदनसीबी हम क्यों सफ़र करें यार? तो कोई टेंशन की बात ही नहीं है. वी लेट यू गो एंड विल ब्रिंग समबडी जिसका नसीब अच्छा है. सो व्हाट हैपेंड? क्या हुआ? नहीं, उनका नसीब अच्छा हो गया. चंद दिन में हजरत नसीब सही हो गया, सेल्स आने लगी, सही हो गया, पोनी निकल गया. Thanks to my teacher who taught me that, you know, sometimes for our English viewers, so I told this person, go tell him that if your fate is ill and bad, why should we suffer for your bad fate? We let you go. We bring somebody with good fate, and then we'll benefit from his good fate. And mashallah, lo and behold, in less than 2 months, his fate became better. Allahu Akbar. 2 sentences from this fakir, his fate has become better now. Do you think I can say something and the fate of Allah will change? You really think so? That Allah has destined something and on my words Allah will change it? No, that's not the case, because these are all ponies. This is how we justify our issues. So, you know, I don't have a stomach for this anymore. Because people who are saying such things actually do not understand Islam at all. They have no knowledge. People who have knowledge will tell you what the reality is. And that is why it is very important for you to have a good master, mentor. So, Hazrat, if agar koi aapko call kare for some question, तो आप जवाब देंगे? अगर कोई आपके पास खाने के वक्त आ जाए और सवाल पूछे तो खाने के टाइम आप खाना भी खिलाएंगे खुशी से, हाँ? और आपके घर, आपके मदरसे के करीब तो आइसक्रीम मिलती है पेशावरी, जो आपने मुझे खिलाई थी ना यार, आप खिलाएंगे ना? ओके, सी माशाल्लाह. How can you find better teachers like these, man? They're going to feed you Peshawari ice cream and then answer your questions. So can we give them your number? आपको नंबर दे दें? So मौलाना इनाम, माशाल्लाह. हज़रत क्या नंबर है? बिस्मिल्लाह. 0333 22 89 794. Okay. Yes, question. Hold on. Let me get that.
The topic we recently discussed, my question is on that.
Can you speak up a little bit? Yeah.
We had a similar kind of case in our family. So what happened? The guy is still very religious. He also goes to Raiwind वाले जो इज्तिमा वगैरह हैं every year. Mashallah, very religious family. So what thing actually happened was that when he was graduating from FAST, he did his telecom engineering. So around that time when all the companies were coming in for campus drives and everything, he went for the Tablighi Jamaat thing. Even his parents asked him not to, who too are very religious as well. And I mean, they have all this majlises and everything, that dars वगैरह सारी चीज़ें. But that guy said कि जो मिलना है रिस्क वो मिल जाएगा. सही है. Even with that kind of religion, that he's very religious and everything, na, he said that, and he went for the Ijtima, and upon his return after those 3 months, he was still unable to get a job. He was the last to get a job in his whole batch, actually. And he got in some networking company or something. It was not a good job, but it was still a job. So how can we like maybe remove those ponies? I mean, even his parents said that this is not the right time for you to go. You can maybe go next year. You can maybe go after you get a job. You can ask them that you will join them after 3 months, 4 months, whatever. Yeah. But he did not agree to that. So how can we remove those kind of ponies that people are still like thinking? I mean, there has to be a balance between both lives, na? Your religious and your worldly life, and you have to make a balance between कुछ priorities. You have to adjust your priorities accordingly for the time, for the importance of them, na? So how can we remove that pony?
Yeah, the way to remove that pony is, see, the moment somebody says that I'm doing this because Islam says so, because the Islamic ideology says so. So the best way to remove that is to get such people connected with people like Maulana Inam. So they are the ones who are in authority on this, because he's not going to even listen to you. He said, you don't know about Islam, you're not an expert. So if you connect such people to people like Inam Sahib and others, so they can actually systematically explain to this person, the whole thing. They have a reference of Quran, Hadith and so on. That's the only way. There's no point arguing. Is that guy around here in Karachi?
Yes, he's in Karachi.
So you should at least let me meet him. You know what you should do? Do you know Nando's?
Yes.
I recommend that you invite him for dinner at Nando's and also invite me. So over that flame grilled chicken and the lemonade, we'll have a discussion. We all can have that discussion. Do you recommend that, Maham? See, we have
Everyone would like to have a discussion now. Put Nando's in the question.
Yeah, but the point is, we cannot have a crowd. We can only have like 2 people. Me, you, him, and 1 extra person. So what you can do is you can actually have a draw. Whoever comes in the draw can be in that dinner. And I will foot the bill. Okay, so what we'll do now, all of you, no, sorry, sir, no, you won't sit on it because you're going to be disturbing us. How can you have romance with a crowd? You cannot have romance in a crowd, so not with a crowd, in a crowd. Okay, why don't you all guys put your name on a piece of paper? Go ahead. We'll make a draw. Who will be that 4th person in that discussion? And you can also put your name on the. You don't want to do it? You only.
Actually, not sure that he would agree to meet.
No. He will definitely agree. I'll tell you how. How can he not agree to my invitation? You tell him I'm taking you to somebody who is a prospective employer. I'm a chairman of like 4 or 5 companies, man. You don't tell him that I'm taking to a Maulvi Sahib. You don't say that. Be wise. Yeah, put your name.
You are going to enlist 750 millega.
No, not 750. I think 250 will be sufficient. Chalo bhai. Fold. You guys are going to have your finals anyway, so let's have some fun before that happens. And because there's going to be a quiz tomorrow also, a surprise quiz tomorrow morning, guys and girls. Did you guys do quiz B? Quiz B किया इन्होंने बताया?
आज सेकंड था
अच्छा.
मैं तो
Are you done with quiz B? Okay. Let us see if you have, because the more quizzes you guys have, the more chances are that I'll be able to convince Dr. Zishan not to have a final. These quizzes are in your own interest. Understand my vision and my strategy, guys. Avi. Okay. But let me, after this, huh? Don't stand between yourself and that flame grilled chicken.
I'm sorry, before you pick out a chit, Umar is suggesting that there might be people in the class who might volunteer out of the meetup.
Yes, why do you put your name?
Why do you put your name? You don't want to go. Do you?
Okay, even if your name comes, we will not invite you.
Yeah. Pick out a thing.
It's not mandatory. So let's have our guest pick up one piece of paper. That's it. हाँ भाई क्विज बताया ना क्विज दिखाएं क्या हुआ एक कैरेक्टरिस्टिक पे भी क्विज था कोई देखो कोई तो क्विज होगा यार कोई तो क्विज होगा यार देखो देखो हाँ ये नहीं हुआ ना ओह यस आहा an open book open notes no open neighbor, it's a closed neighbor quiz. It's very easy. It's 10 questions. And don't worry, we'll give you 15 minutes. Yeah. Why you're getting really anxious? Umar. The guy who said I don't want to come.
No, but we should bring him because he does not want to come.
No, we'll pick up another name. Don't worry. Okay?
You don't want to go? I will see later on.
No, there's no seeing later on. There's nothing like that. Has एक और उठाए.
He's having second thoughts.
No, he has no.
He won't come unless he is to foot the bill. So we should let him foot the bill.
I don't want to foot. It's not about
Okay, don't worry. Relax. Bismillah. Dun dun. Ooh. Surur. Surur, you ready to go?
He does not eat chicken.
He's a vegetarian.
He would eat fries or maybe rice.
Yeah, we can have rice and there's very good, these people have these grilled vegetables also.
They weren't good. He didn't like it.
Okay, we'll change the venue. Which restaurant do you like?
Chop.
What is that?
Cannot have discussion. Chinese restaurant.
You want to go to the Chinese restaurant?
No, so you can.
Then why do you guys put your name? Okay. Yeah, छोड़ो यार. People like you are called, I won't say it. Oh, sorry, you have to pick one. You would try. Okay. That's very interesting that even upside down it says the same thing. M-A-H-A-M. Yeah. You wanna go? No, okay. यार ये तो बहुत ही interesting है यार. I think you guys are all scared of me, right? You got intimidated now. Okay. Last. Oh. तो ये लिख लें. Oh, you आप लिख लें. So me, you, Hassan, and that whoever that guy is, you know, next week.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, Hassan. No. Enough. Okay. So we'll give you we'll give you 15 minutes. Now we'll have you shuffle a bit. अच्छा ऐसा करें ना, this is fine. आप यहाँ जाएं. बल्कि एक काम करो, आप यहाँ आ जाओ ना. Why don't you come here? Next to Maulana Sahab. And you can come here. You guys are fine? Yeah, you can walk up there. I'll let you go. Go to that seat. अच्छा. ये लें अभी यहाँ दे. It's open book, open notes, okay, guys? Put your name on it. Bismillah. Ready, set, go. 15 minutes. Faisal, put on the clock. ये लो भी, Hamza. $15 minutes. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Okay, we're going to actually go through the material and see if we can bridge in the gaps. And then see, okay. So let's go page number 9, 10. Okay, this is just what? Ground rules, right? Then page number 16, 17, words and meanings, okay. Page number 20, did we do this exercise? Yeah, we had you write your vision, remember? Yes. Okay. Then we've gone through, have we gone through page number 23? Yes. Have we? And you did Ahmed Babar Chillu exercise?
No.
No, you haven't, guys, you haven't. Yeah. So this is what I would like to do now. Okay. Now this exercise, let me explain this to you. You have to do it in groups, okay? So let me make the groups now, groups of 2 people each, okay? So we can have Maham and Priya, you're one group. I'm going to Maham plus Priya. The second group would be Hamza and Danial. The third group would be SM Hamza and Farooq. SM Hamza and plus Farooq. The fourth group is going to be Salman and Hassan. And the fifth group is going to be Umar and Surur.
So Zishan अकेले रह गए.
Suleman.
He's not there. So क्या मतलब?
Zishan, who is Zishan? Yeah,
हमारे ग्रुप का है.
yeah, Zishan. So we'll put Zishan here with Hamza and Daniel. Okay, there you go, Zishan. Everybody's covered now?
Yeah.
Okay, good. So what you're going to do is, so there are three people, Ahmed, Babar and Chillu, okay? And they're all asked about their vision of their health for the next 5 years. This is how Ahmed has responded. This is how Ahmed has responded. Good health and with all of those indicators. Babar says this and Chillu says that, right? Okay. On page number 24, what you guys have to do in a group is to discuss it amongst yourself and tell me if that is the vision of Ahmed, then what sort of diet would Ahmed need to take to be able to get where he wants to go? Or what is the sort of diet that you think that Ahmed would be taking? Rather, I think would be taking is a better question. What would he be taking? What sort of exercise would Ahmed be doing? Okay? What sort of regularity in lifestyle would Ahmed have to be able to get to his vision? The same question you'll have to ask for Babar and the same question for Chillu. Once you are done with that, then what you're going to do is, again in the group, you're going to go to page number 25 and answer those 8 questions. Now be careful, some of these questions are tricky questions. So be very careful. So you have to then do this, and then this is your homework, right? Okay. So homework is this. Complete the Babar,
दूसरा नाम क्या है? मैं दूसरा नाम दूँ, वो दूसरा नाम क्या है?
Ahmed and Chillu exercises. Okay? 1. Number 2. So let's go on and see. Okay. Did we talk about planning and all of that? No. So that's what we'll discuss. We'll discuss it next time. Okay. We have talked about excellence, right? Yes. We talked about frameworks, right? Yes. Okay. Then on page number 32, we talked about the ponies. So we covered all of them, right? Yeah. Okay. Determination, sound ideology, we have covered that. Characteristics of a vision, you have seen that video? Yeah? Okay. Balancing of roles, we've done that chapter in pretty much a lot of details. Okay. Then functions of a vision. We have seen the video, right? Okay. Page number 58. Have we read that article? No.
Yes, we have.
Were you assigned to read it?
Yes.
Okay. So you read that.
Yeah.
Javad Bhatti, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So now we will tomorrow start from page 62, ultimate subvisions. Okay. Sure. So tomorrow we will start with ultimate subvisions and we'll start with planning. So Faisal, make sure that this manual is like that so I don't forget. Okay. Well, thank you so very much, guys.
Thank you, sir.
It was a pleasure having you.
Same, sir.
We'll see you tomorrow at what time?
Tomorrow?
9 o'clock.